Okay, so by the time you get to component 3 of task 3 of unit 1, you are ready to submit your arguments. And so you are going to submit all 3 arguments all at once. So I don't want you to do 3 different submissions for the assignment. So I don't want you to submit argument 1 by itself and then argument 2 by itself and then argument 3 by itself, much less the extra credit that I mentioned in the introductory video for task 3. It should all be submitted all at once. When I see argument 1, I should immediately see below it argument 2, immediately below it argument 3. And then if you've decided to do the extra credit mentioned again in the introductory video for task 3, I should see that paragraph immediately below argument 3. Now, this video is going to show you what I am talking about here. Keep in mind that following the instructions is so important, because if you don't follow the instructions, then I cannot copy and paste your response to discussion board, and that will cause you to lose a lot of points and for us to have to exchange a lot of emails to fix the situation, and you just don't want that to happen. So please help me to be efficient, to be able to do my part to construct future graded assignments by you doing your part. So basically what you're going to do is, let's say you've typed up all your answers in Microsoft Word, and by the way, make sure you read this stuff here in red. So you're ready to submit your paragraphs. Then what I'm telling you to do in writing is, notice here that you see the instructions again. It says, after clicking on the submission link, which we just did, use the right submission option. Do not use the attachment option. Do not use the comment box option. And then here I tell you why you have to submit a particular way. So when I say use the right submission option, what I'm telling you is this option right here. Do not attach as a file, because then I cannot copy and paste your response. And please, please, please do not post your response here to add comments, because if you post it here, I won't be able to look at everything that I need to within one screen to grade efficiently. So please don't do that. Plus, if you post something as a comment, you lose all your formatting. And so I will just give you a 0 for the assignment, because I won't be able to grade it efficiently. You do have to click on this. I agree to submit my papers to the Global Reference Database. So I talk about SafeAssign as a mechanism for avoiding plagiarism and inspiring you to not plagiarize. So that's covered in the syllabus. So you have to click on this for your assignment to be accepted. But again, you will be using the right submission text box. So basically you're going to paste your answer within here. You'll actually have to copy it from your Word editor. I don't recommend Google Docs. That is the information covered in the red font. I recommend MS Word. Every student has a free account. Even if you're a dual credit student, you have free access to MS Word. Students who have done the worst with this copying and pasting are dual credit students who have Chrome notebooks and they use Google Docs. Do not use Google Docs. Read what I say in red. So if for some reason you already did your responses in Google Docs, hopefully you did not, hopefully you did it in Word or something like that, then you might have to retype your answer. So let's say you've got your response in Google Docs. Even if you paste your answer and you see it here, when you submit it, what has happened for a lot of students is it disappears. The content disappears. I don't see it, even though you might see it when you paste it. So this is your final warning about that. Whenever students use Word, Microsoft Word, I'm always able to see what they see when they submit something like this in an assignment link like this. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Worst case scenario, you used Google Docs, you might have to actually retype your answers in this text box editor. And notice this right here, these 3 dots, you can use those to open up the editing functions. Make sure that when you're copying and pasting that you do fix the formatting. You can label each paragraph like argument 1, argument 2, argument 3. You could even use the question that I posed for you as a kind of title. You could create a little subtitle for each argument if you want to as a kind of header. And then if you want, you can also use bold font to title your extra credit paragraph if you are doing that extra credit paragraph. But again, take care of your formatting, make sure it looks good. On page 1 of the assignment document for task 3B, when I was talking about center, align, or justification, don't do this for the paragraphs. It makes it incredibly hard to read your paragraphs. and I won't read them. I can't accept your answer. It's not that I'm trying to be mean, but literally it strains my eyes and I just can't bear it. So make sure that your paragraphs are left aligned, or aligned left is also known as left justified. So if for some reason your paragraphs look like this, you can highlight them and click on them to make them like this. But I don't want them like this. You can do this. This is an ultimate, like an absolute justification, but I prefer this one right here. Anything else? Make sure that the only thing that is bolded, if anything, are subtitles. And I forgot to mention for item 2, as in with item 1. I didn't forget to mention. For item 2, remember I said a lot of what I said in item 1 with respect to definitions applies. When you copy and paste into this text box, it could be that for some reason you lose some of your formatting. So make sure that the word that you're defining and the words that you pull from the definition and embed into your reasoning are still highlighted. If you find that your words are no longer in highlight, what you can do is, like, let's say you're like, hey, I highlighted that word, and now that I've copied and pasted it, I can't see it. All you have to do is highlight it, and then you're going to go here, here, and now it's highlighted. So make sure you're paying attention to that kind of thing. But again, in this one submission, I should see all 3 arguments and any extra credit that you might have done that I talked about. This is the only extra credit I'm taking right now is the one that I mentioned in Task 3A. I know in Task 2 for Unit 1, I mentioned extra credit, but I'm going to let you, if you did take those notes that I mentioned during Task 2, if you watched the video, Task 2A, I'm going to let you use those notes for extra credit during Unit 2. Okay, so that's all I have to say. Oh, wait, let me show you something final with respect to the instructions. Not the best camera shot of me, but that's okay. Yes, even your professor, self-conscious. Let's go back to here. So you can save a draft. It says optionally click Save Draft to save changes and continue working later. Don't click Submit till you're ready for me to grade. Let me say one more thing about that. So, I, during the summer, grade stuff as soon as it comes in. And once I have graded something, that is the grade that you are going to have, regardless of whether you realize you've made a mistake after I have graded it. So make sure you submit something only when you are absolutely certain that you haven't made a mistake and that you haven't forgotten to do something. Again, it's just so fast. The summer goes by so fast that I don't have time to let you resubmit. I'm looking for those submissions, and as soon as I get them, I grade them, and then I don't have time to regrade anything. So, make sure that you click Submit only when you're ready for a final grade to be assigned for that assignment. Okay, so I guess that's all I have for you guys, and just keep in mind that what I said right now about submitting this assignment might apply to other assignments, but I don't think you're going to have another assignment where you post like this, because everything else will be a discussion board that you do in writing. So all good.